Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is August 25th, 2023, and Xavi Hernandez has given the green light to Barcelona to sign Joao Felix during this summer transfer market. Also, it's reported that Barcelona are currently negotiating with an American investment fund for one of the economic levers that Barcelona have already activated. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder, as I announced in yesterday's video, today I am leaving the country. I'm actually traveling to the city of Barcelona for a wedding, and therefore I will be away from my YouTube studio, but don't worry, I will be taking my camera with me, so I will continue to update you in regards to Barcelona's news. Now, since I will be away from my computer, my equipment, I won't be able to edit any videos, so I will be bringing you daily live streams, kind of like this one. They're going to be short live streams. I'm just going to give you the news and that's it. No chat section, no discussion, no answering any questions. Just straight to the point, 10-minute live stream is just to bring you the most up-to-date news, just like I'm doing right now. And the reason I decided to do a live stream today is because I have to go. Actually, I have to leave to the airport right now. I'm actually late, but I decided to do the live stream so I can bring you the news because I didn't want to get on a plane before bringing you the most up-to-date Barcelona news. Now, having said all of that, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, the kickback link is down below in the description. And if you do want to place any sports bet, make sure you hit Bet Us. That link is also down below in the description. Now, one final announcement, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I will be making a video at the Spotify Camp Now. It will be kind of like a vlog. I will be taking you with me to the Spotify Camp Now so you can see the progress of the renovation of the stadium. So stay tuned to that video. Now, having said all of that, let's begin with the news because today Barcelona have officially announced the extension of the contract of Marc ter Stegen. Now, I reported about this in previous videos, but today Barcelona have made it official. Ter Stegen will be extending his contract until 2028, and he has agreed to a salary deferral. But the new information is that not only has he agreed to a deferral, but he has actually also agreed to a salary reduction. So this is huge because it was initially thought that ter Stegen was only going to be deferring his salary, not reducing it. But now we found out that he's actually doing both. So what does this actually mean? Well, for this season, 2023-2024, and for the next season, 2024-2025, Marc ter Stegen will be receiving the same amount of salary, so no reduction there. But he will be deferring part of his salary for each of those seasons. So Barcelona are only going to pay part of his salary, which will stay the same. That deferred amount will be paid during the final 3 years of his contract, but during the final 3 years of his contract, he will be reducing his salary. So the first 2 seasons, the salary will remain the same, but he will defer part of it for the future. In the final 3 years of his contract, he will be reducing his salary, and that's when he's going to get paid that deferral that he has agreed to. Now, this is huge because it's going to help Barcelona continue registering those pending contracts. Of course, there's still players that haven't been registered, such as Íñigo Martínez and Marcos Alonso and even Iñaki Peña. So by deferring his salary, Marc ter Stegen will clear space on the wage bill, and it will be helping Barcelona continue to register the contracts of the players. So really cool move on behalf of ter Stegen, who is assuming his new role as the Barcelona captain. Now, Frenkie de Jong, Barcelona are still, they've initiated conversation with him to see if he's willing to do the same, extend his contract and defer part of his salary. So far, he's willing to listen, but there hasn't been any green lights as far as whether de Jong is willing to do the same thing. Now, the next news is that Xavi Hernandez, Deco, Laporta, and all the members of the board of directors have met today in order to discuss the objectives of the club, what the club needs to do, because we are entering the final stretch of the summer transfer market. Because as you know, the summer transfer market will close midnight September 1st. So the whole club or the whole sporting department with the board of directors have met today, discussed everything that they want to do during this final stretch. What they're gonna do as far as they're gonna be any new signings, what kind of signings, what's possible, what's not possible. They've discussed obviously the registration of the contracts of the remaining players, which the club are very confident they will be able to register the remaining of the players. And of course, the number one priority is to register the contract renewals of both Balde and Lamine Yamal. Now, during this meeting where everything was discussed as far as the goals and objectives of the club, it's reported that Xavi Hernandez officially gave the green light for the signing of Joao Felix. Now, we've been talking about this for quite some time, but Jean Laporta and his board of directors really want to sign Joao Felix. They want a high-profile signing for the summer transfer market, someone that would kind of bring more marketing, more sponsorship deals. And Joao Felix is a player who has a lot of these deals that he has signed. So Laporta has been wanting to sign Joao Felix for quite some time. Of course, there are two hurdles to this signing. Number one is Atletico de Madrid's requirements for the signing. And the number two obstacle was Xavi Hernandez, who had said no to the signing of Felix because he preferred kind of a different profile of a player that he wanted. Of course, we've talked about this. Xavi Hernandez wanted the signing of Bernardo Silva, since that wasn't possible. And Xavi Hernandez kind of wanted Lo Celso. But now Xavi Hernandez is realizing that probably none of these signings that he wants will happen during this summer. So since no more important signings will happen during this summer transfer market, then Xavi Hernandez has agreed to the signing of Joao Felix. So Barcelona are removing one important obstacle, or one of two obstacles that the club had to the signing of Felix. Of course, the final obstacle will be what Atletico de Madrid want for this signing. Now, Atletico Madrid are open to the idea of loaning Felix. Initially, they only wanted a permanent transfer. Now, as the summer transfer market is winding down, they're getting desperate. Now, they're open to the idea of the loan, but of course, they want a loan transfer fee or a loan fee around 8 to 9 million euros. And they also want Barcelona to cover his entire salary. Now, it's reported that despite Xavi Hernandez giving Barcelona the green light to sign Felix, Barcelona will only sign Joao Felix if they can take the player on loan and nothing else. No loan fee, no obligation to buy in a contract, no option to buy in a contract, absolutely nothing. They just want a pure, simple loan to take the player for one season. Barcelona will cover his entire salary, but again, no option to buy, no obligation to buy, no loan fee, nothing. So if Atletico de Madrid don't agree to this, Barcelona are not going to sign Felix. Barcelona want Atletico Madrid to comply with these terms. Now, Barcelona will initiate talks with Atletico Madrid, see what their position is, if they're willing, if they're open to this or not. And again, if they're not open to it, Barcelona are not going to be making any crazy offers. Joao Felix is not a priority. So Barcelona will continue to play kind of like the long game and see whether Atletico Madrid do get desperate. Now, it's reported that Xavi Hernandez would prefer that one of the attackers leaves if Joao Felix arrives, because at the end of the day, Xavi does have 6 attackers. You know, he has Lewandowski, Rafinha, Ferran, Ansu, Abde, and there's Vitor Roque, who will be coming in the winter transfer market. So definitely Xavi Hernandez would prefer that someone would leave from the attacking line, but Barcelona have told Xavi that he doesn't have to worry about that because they are expecting that cash injection from the activation of the economic lever. So if that money comes, then Barcelona don't need to offload anyone because they would be able to register all the contracts and still fit Joao Felix. Now, speaking of this economic lever, I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream that Barcelona might be negotiating with a U.S. fund. And well, the news is that even though Barcelona activated that economic lever with the sale of 29% of Barca Studios to a German investment fund, that German investment fund has yet to pay Barcelona a single euro, despite the contract being signed and finalized. So what is happening? Barcelona have began talks with an American investment fund. If that German fund does not pay the money they're supposed to pay before the summer transfer market ends, then Barcelona will scratch that deal and it will sign a new deal with an American investment fund by selling those 29% of Barca Studios to an American fund in order to get that money that Barcelona desperately need. Now, again, this is only if the German fund does not pay anything, which they haven't yet. They still have some time, but if they don't, then Barcelona will scratch that deal and they will try to sign a deal with this American fund. We don't know who it is. We do know that Barcelona are talking to one. So the departure of an attacker in order for Felix to come will all depend on whether Barcelona receive the money or not. If Barcelona receive the money from the German fund, no attacker will have to leave. If they don't, most likely an attacker will have to leave, with Barcelona signing a new deal with the American fund. Now, the last bit of news is regarding this guy, which was Aymeric Laporte. Today, it was revealed that he had offered himself to Barcelona during this summer transfer market. He offered even to reduce his wages by a lot so he could sign for Barcelona. But of course, Barcelona do have a surplus of defenders. You know, they have Koundé, Araujo, Christensen, Eric Garcia, Inigo Martinez that they just signed. Of course, we still have Marcos Alonso who can play as a center back. So, you know, having another center back, Barcelona said no. Plus, Laporte, despite willing to reduce his salary by a huge margin, it was still going to be a significant salary to have someone on the bench. Because, of course, Aymeric Laporte would have been on the bench because the starters right now are Koundé, Christensen, and Araujo. And I don't see Laporte, you know, taking the spot of any of those players. So Barcelona said no to the player, who, of course, as you might already know, he has decided to join the Saudi Pro League. Now, that is it, all the news for today. Again, I am leaving the country in a couple of hours, so I will be making these daily live streams every day while I'm out of the country. No edited videos, just short live streams, no discussion with the chat section, none of that. And I will be taking you with me to the Spotify Camp Now, so stay tuned to that video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, peace, Barca.